Everybody in the world knows what this is. It is the best-selling roadster in this history of the world. The Mazda MX-5, aka Miata. It's not all new, but it's still all good. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you why at some point in your life you need to drive one of these. Ever wonder how simple it is to drop the top on a soft top brand new Mazda MX-5? And that's it. I was actually done dropping the top before I finished my sentence. And for that reason, an MX-5 to me is always going to be a soft top. The RF is nice, but I'm a purist. It also adds weight to the car, and the base price is $39,100. Your base 2018 MX-5 might be a little bit more expensive than you think at $31,900, but it's a lot of car, a lot of engineering, and all kinds of therapy in one little package. My car would actually be a GS with the $4,400 sport package, which includes 17-inch BBS wheels, Recaro seats, Brembo brakes, for a little over $40K. Now what you're staring at right now is not a GS with the sport package. A little bit misleading. It's actually a 50th anniversary car, which includes these 17-inch BBS wheels, the same ones as the sport package, and Bose audio system with a bunch of speakers and all kinds of other stuff. Again, I might be a purist and I don't want to be mean, but that's a useless edition. It'll be rare, maybe, but I wouldn't bother with that. It's only available in two colors, which is fine. The Soul Red. It's almost a must. And the other color available with the 50th anniversary is a Snowflake White, which is a lovely color. What can I tell you about the Kodo design? I mean, the ND MX-5 is so much cleaner and sharper and more alive visually than the NC. The car it's just beautiful, and the Soul Red does it all kinds of justice. So let's do the usual rounds. We shall lower ourselves for the trunk release. Now you all know the trunk in the MX-5 is kind of small. It's 130 liters on paper, but I swear it looks a lot bigger than that. It's deeper. There's even an echo in here. Plenty of room for a weekend getaway. Let's get right to storage. It's easier with the top down. There's the handle there that you can move stuff in. There is this bin, sorry about the shadow. Then your cup holders the rear ones are there. You can actually move them, which is cool. In a way, you can slap one right there in the passenger side footwell. Remove my bottle. This is essentially your principal storage bin. It's pretty big, good size. Let's put that back. As far as equipment is concerned, I mean, I don't know. Does it really matter? Power windows, power door locks. This one has cruise control. Let's start her up before it complains too much. Make sure I'm in neutral. Okay, what's going on? It's upset for some reason. The 7-inch screen comes with the GS trim and up. As far as the gauges are concerned, I'll shut up the radio. There we go. You can't change much. All right, look right in the middle of the gauge. You can, yeah, that's about the extent of it. The gauges are loud, clear, beautiful, simple. This shifter, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse down, forward. That's it, that's all. There's nothing else to say about the inside of this car. Steering wheel, fantastic grip, visibility is good. I mean, it's a roadster. It's a perfect car. Oh, the seats, actually, these are your basic Miata seats, MX-5 seats, and they're very comfortable. That's it, that's the general tour. It's time to go for some therapy. Driving an ND MX-5, heck, driving any generation MX-5 Miata, NA, NB, NC, ND, is like a mental and physical vacation. Hell, considering the price of some treatments, therapy, this is probably, well, an NA or an NB Miata is probably less expensive to purchase. And it'll do as much good. In fact, there's a strong likelihood that your NA or NB will appreciate in time, so you'll actually get money back. You'll get paid to relax, to feel better. So many things have been said and written on these cars over the last, son of a gun, closing in on 30 years that, I mean, everything is true about how good it is, about how well it performs, how easy it is to drive. The Miata is a car in its most purest form. I mean, more so than Porsches. I can't believe I just said that, but it's true. I mean, this thing weighs 1,065 kilos, barely 2,350 pounds. So when I tell you that the ND has a 2-liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder engine that puts out 155 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 148 pound-feet of torque at 4,600 RPM, you're thinking, that's not a lot of power. But weight is always the enemy. And this car eliminates all the need for extra power. And as you could tell, as I showed you, this is a soft top version, not an RF, which adds about 80 kilos. Now, however beautiful the RF is, soft top, always, all the time. My car is equipped with 6-speed manual transmission, which in a previous video I said, you know, like a Porsche 911 and maybe even a BMW M2 manual transmission is a reference. I somehow omitted the one you get in any and all Miatas, MX-5s. This thing is, and it's to do with the weight in the clutch, how easy it is to find the friction point, and most importantly, throttle response. Throttle response on this car is unlike anything else. You'd swear it was seriously, literally, I said literally, connected to your spine, to your nervous system. And right now I'm driving uber chillax, right? Because you can do this in an MX-5. But only minutes before I started shooting the video, I was on the highway and got off, found a nice section of country road that I know along the little river to my left, and I was booking it. And this car, with its suspension setup, right, multi-link rear end, with an LSD in my 50th anniversary version, also in the GS and the GT. There's just something about the car, the way the car handles the steering, the fact that we're sitting so close to the rear axle, the fact that it's gonna get bumpy and shaky more than usual. Right, the 50-50 weight distribution, everything about the way this car is set up is textbook perfect. This is a thrill to drive, but thrilling even at 50 kilometers an hour. It's also extremely thrilling at 125 kilometers an hour because the sense of speed is heightened, because you're so close to the ground, because it's not completely insulated or isolated from the exterior. This is I've said it before, and it's so stereotypical, it's so obvious, it's a fountain of youth. My 70-year-old father drove this car a couple days ago just to get a sense for what it's like. He's driven the NCA and the NB and all the previous cars, and it does to him what it does to me, and it does to the wife as well. It's such a sense of well-being, but it's a simple sense of well-being. It's like everything is right with the world. I said this car is like therapy, and I seriously mean it. It's so good. It's not the fastest, it's not the best handling, although it's damn near close. But everything is so perfectly balanced, kind of like the Carrera T, in fact. There's enough power for the chassis, although the 2019 car has more power than a 2018. You'll find out about that very, very shortly. It almost makes you feel lightheaded. And the messed up thing is that I'm so good doing 50 kilometers an hour in this car. Such brilliant engineering, such simple engineering. That is the Mazda MX-5.